Today we are going to learn a representation of a vector by coordinates. Okay. As you can see, I have drawn three coordinates, one coordinate system having three axes x, y, and z, which are perpendicular to each other. X and y are perpendicular to each other, y and z are perpendicular to each other, and x and z are perpendicular to each other, right? So if I take a point here, if I take a point in this position, right? This is the point I have taken here. Let this point be, P, right? So in order to find out the vector, suppose the vector from coordinate 0, I draw this vector to this point P. Let this point be O, the center of the coordinate system. So I have drawn a vector up to point P. So this OP represents the magnitude of the vector. OP represents the magnitude of the vector, and this OP makes three angles, one with the x-axis, one with the y-axis, and one with the z-axis, right? So how these angles are calculated, let us see, and how to find out the magnitude of this vector OP. Let this vector be denoted as R. Let this vector be denoted as R, right? R vector, right? Now, what we are going to do, we are going to drop a perpendicular. We are going to drop a perpendicular on this XY plane. We are going to drop a perpendicular on this XY plane, right? And we are going to join it with the center. Are you able to understand what I have done? Right? And let this point be Q. So PQ is the perpendicular that I have drawn from P on the XY plane. This plane represents the XY plane, right? Now let me complete the parallelogram, then you will be able to understand. Now are you getting what I have done? Now you can view the 3D picture. Can you make out the 3D picture? Can you now make out the 3D picture, everybody? See, this is the vector that we need to calculate. If we draw a perpendicular on the XY plane, this is known as the perpendicular projection, or the OQ is the projection of OP on XY plane, right? OQ is the projection of OP on XY plane, right? So if this is the vector, suppose I asked you to find out the value of this vector OQ. What will be OQ? Achha. First, let us draw the angles, then it will be easier to understand. Let this angle be alpha. Let this angle be beta. And let this angle be gamma. So, what is OQ? What is OQ? What is OQ? What is OQ? OQ vector. What is OQ vector? What is OQ vector? AQ vector plus, sorry, not AQ. OA vector plus OB vector. Do you agree or not? OQ vector, OQ vector. This is the OQ vector, OQ vector. This is the resultant, right? So what are its two constituents? OB, OB and OA, right? These are the two sides of a parallelogram, right? OB and OA, and you get the resultant OQ. Have you understood this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is OQ vector, right? And if I make this QP another vector, right, then what is OP vector? OP vector is equal to OP vector is equal to OQ vector, OQ vector plus QP vector. OQ plus QP. See, law of triangle, OQ plus QP, right? And if you draw the parallelogram, this is the parallelogram. If you draw the parallelogram and name it as D, then you can also write OP is equal to OQ plus OD. Are you getting or you are not understanding anything? I cannot hear anybody.
Understood, sir.
Debjyoti?
हाँ सर.
हाँ. Shomil?
Yes, sir.
Acha. Best. So we have found out OP is equal to OQ plus OD, OQ plus OD or OQ plus QP. And what is OQ? OA plus OB, right? So we can write OP is equal to, instead of OQ, we can write OA, right, plus OB, right, plus OD, right, plus OD. So see what you have done. You have broken down a vector, R vector, into three components, right? In earlier class, you have broken down the vector into two components, right? But here you have broken down the component vector into three components along three different directions which are perpendicular to each other, right? So OP is now OA plus OB plus OD, OA plus OB plus OD, right? So now I have told you in one of the previous classes that along X, Y and Z axis we can use unit vectors to represent the directions, right? We can use unit vectors to represent the directions. So let I cap, I am writing, I cannot write cap here, so I am using I, right? I, J and K be the unit vectors along X, Y and Z axis respectively, which means I is the unit vector along X axis, Y is the J is the unit vector along Y axis, and K is the unit vector along Z axis, right? And now if the units, let me take the magnitude of these vectors as, X, Y and Z, small xy, small x and small z, small x, small y and small z. It means magnitude of OA is small x, magnitude of OB is small y and magnitude of OD is small z. Understand? So what we can write OP now? We can write OP is equal to, instead of OA, I can write XI cap plus YJ cap plus ZK cap, right? So I have represented a vector OP as XI cap plus YJ cap plus ZK cap, right? I am trying to show you how it is expressed. XI cap plus YJ cap plus ZK cap. This is how it is written actually, right? So I have shown you so that you can write this in your copies and examinations, right? This is how it is written. So now you have represented OP, or you have represented R, vector R, as XI cap plus YJ cap plus ZK cap. Understood? So you have expressed this as a vector. This is not actually the magnitude or direction. This is only the vector form, right? Now if you are asked to find out the magnitude of R, so magnitude of R will be equal to, magnitude of R will be equal to, magnitude of R will be equal to x square plus y square, x square plus y square plus z square to the power half, to the power half, to the power half. Have you understood what I am telling? R is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. So magnitude of R will be x square plus y square plus z square to the power half. Remember when you found out two vectors along two direction, x direction and y direction, rx and ry, then how did you find out the magnitude? You found out the magnitude by under root x square plus ry square. Remember, so here magnitude will be under root x square plus y square plus z square, right? Have you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. And as I have told you, alpha, beta, gamma are the three angles which the resultant R makes with the three axes OX, OY and OZ. So angles you can find out by tan, or you can find out by cosine, no problem. So cos alpha will be equal to, cos alpha, anybody can tell me cos alpha? Cos alpha? Cos alpha? OA by OQ. OA by OQ. Cos alpha is OA by OQ. Cos alpha is OA by OQ, which means X by R. X by R, right. Similarly, cos beta will be equal to OB by OQ, and that will be equal to Y by R, right? Similarly, cos gamma will be equal to OD by OQ. Very good, OD by OQ, and that will be equal to Z by R, right? So this is how you find out the directions. Have I made myself clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if this is clear, addition of these two vectors. Suppose two vectors are given. one vector, suppose p vector is equal to pi cap plus 4 j cap minus 7 k cap, and q vector is given as 7 I cap minus 3 j cap plus 9 k cap, right? If these two vectors are given and you are asked to find out the resultant of these two vectors, summation of these two vectors, right? Addition of these two vectors, right? If these two vectors are given, if I asked you to find out the sum of these two vectors, what is the sum of these two vectors? See, this is represented in vector form, right? This is represented in vector form. The question can be formed in two directions. What is the sum of these two vectors is one question. What is the sum of these two vectors is one, right? Another can be what is the resultant. What is the resultant of these two vectors? Two questions are completely different. Two questions are completely different. What is the resultant of these two vectors is completely different, right? So if I am asked you to find out the sum of these two vectors, then you can very easily find out the sum of these two vectors. P plus Q will be equal to 9 I cap plus J cap plus, sorry, 9 I cap plus J cap plus 2 K cap, right? So this is P plus Q. Now this is the sum of these two vectors. But if you are asked to find out the resultant of these two vectors, see, P plus Q is the resultant. If resultant is R, then R is equal to P plus Q and it is equal to this. But the magnitude, this is not the magnitude of the resultant. Resultant is this, but you have to find out the magnitude. What is the magnitude of the resultant? Magnitude of P plus Q. What is magnitude of P plus Q? It is equal to magnitude of P plus Q.
P
Magnitude
plus
of
Q divided by
magnitude of P plus Q is 9 square 81 plus J 1 plus 2 square 4, and that to the power 0.5. That to the power 0.5, right? Which means this gives you 81 or 5, 86, root 86. That is equal to root 86. Understood? 86 to the power 0.5. Am I clear? So this is how you find out the magnitude. And if we are asked to find out the angle, and if you are asked to find out the angle, then you can write cos alpha is equal to 9 by cos alpha is equal to 9 by root 86. 9 by root 86. 9 by root 86. Cos beta is equal to
1 by root
by
yes, 1 by root 86. Good. And cos gamma is equal to
2 by root 86.
yes, 2 by root 86. Very good. So you have understood. Suppose if I am asked to what is the resultant of subtraction of these two vectors, sum of instead of sum, you are asked to find out the difference of these two vectors. If you are asked to find out the difference of these two vectors, then what will be the result? P minus Q will be equal to minus 5i plus 7j
plus 7.
minus 16 k cap, right? This is P minus Q. Resultant of P minus Q. Suppose this is S. S is equal to P minus Q. It is equal to minus 5I cap plus 7J cap minus 16K cap, and that will be equal to resultant of this, means magnitude of S. Magnitude of S. Magnitude of S. Magnitude of S. Find out the magnitude of S and direction of S. Understood? Everybody find out the direction and magnitudes of S. Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, and find out Q minus P. Find out Q minus P. Instead of P minus Q, next Q minus P.
The magnitude of S হচ্ছে root over 330.
Root over 330. 25 plus 49 plus 256. 256 plus 49 is 305, 330. ঠিক আছে। ডিরেকশন গুলো বার করো, মানে cos alpha beta gamma আর Q minus P
Sir,
বার করো।
cos alpha 5 by 330
ना, minus 5 by root 330।
minus
Minus
5 एंगल होगा।
हाँ, minus 5 होगा तो एंगल क्यों माइनस में नहीं होता है? होता है।
अच्छा,
हाँ
cos beta 7 by root 330
हाँ
root
cos
330
gamma minus
cos
16
gamma
by root
minus
330.
हाँ, minus 16 by root 330. Understood?
Root 330.
Very good. Okay. Now find out Q minus P. Find out Q minus P.
So 5 1
5i
by root cap minus 7 j root cap plus 16.
5I cap
minus 7j cap
minus 7J cap plus
plus
16.
16 k
k cap.
Very good. So see, magnitude will be same, है ना? Magnitude will be same. Magnitude of T is same as S, right? Only the cosine angles will change. Understood? Okay.
again root 330
Again root 330. Very good. Next we are going to learn product of two vectors. Very important thing, product of two vectors. Now, product of two vectors can be scalar as well as vector. Means if you multiply two vectors, the resultant can be a scalar as well as it can be a vector. So first we will see the scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors. First, the scalar product of two vectors is defined as a scalar quantity equal to the product of the magnitudes of the two vectors and the cosine of the angle between them. What did I tell you? Scalar product of two vectors. Scalar product of two vectors is defined as a scalar quantity, right, equal to the product of the magnitudes of the two vectors and the cosine of the angle between them. Right? So suppose if there are two vectors A and B, right? Two vectors A and B. Now these capital ones I am writing as vectors. The vectors are represented by capital and their magnitude will be represented by small letters. Okay. So if there are two vectors A and B, then their scalar product will be equal to small a dot small b, right, into cos of the angle between them. Let the angle be theta. AB cos theta, right? A dot B. Better not to write dot. AB cos theta. Scalar product is given as very important. It is known as dot product. Scalar is known as dot product. A dot B means if you are dotting two vectors, then A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. A, where small a and small b are the magnitudes of the vectors capital A and capital B respectively, and theta is the angle between the two vectors capital A and capital B. Understood? Huh. What is actually meaning of this, right? What is the physical significance of this scalar product? See, A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Suppose, let me draw a vector, then you will be able to understand. If see, this is B vector and this is A vector. This is A vector. This is A and this is B vector, right? So if these are A and B vector and this is the angle theta between them, then A dot B equals to AB cos theta. It means that, so remember in algebra, you were asked that what is the sum of 5 oranges and 10 apples? What did you write? Sum of 5 oranges and 10 apples. Can you add those two things? Can you add 5x and 7y together? Can you write 12x plus y? No, right?
No.
So in vector, what you have to do, if two vectors are in different directions, you can only multiply them if they are in the same direction. If they are in the same direction, right? So what is the component of A on this in the direction of B? What is the component of A along the direction of B? Along the direction of B. What is it? You have done resolution of vector. Component of A along the direction of B. What is it? If you resolve these two vector A, if you resolve this vector A into two components, what do you find out? One is along this direction and right, and one is along this direction, right? What is the value of this? What is the value of this? This is A cos theta. A cos theta. You remember from previous class, this is A cos theta and this was B, right? So now you multiply these two when they are in the same direction. Now you have two vectors which are in the same direction, so that now you can multiply them. So your result is AB cos theta. Understood? Did you get my point? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good. And remember, A dot B is equal to B dot A. A dot B is equal to B dot A. Understand?